Good evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. In strong language, CARICOM Chairman Ralph Gonzalez on Wednesday said that the entire world knows that a small clique is trying to hijack Guyana's elections. In a statement on St. Vincent's Radio 705 National Broadcasting Corporation, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister said those trying to defy the will of the people are playing dangerous games, and he also urged incumbent President Granger to denounce attacks against those who have targeted CARICOM officials who have been speaking on behalf of the electoral democracy there. Gonzalez noted that on July 8, 2020, the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, delivered its judgment on the long-running election saga. He said that since the delivery of the judgment of the CCJ, the chair of the Guyana Elections Commission's GCOM, retired Justice Claudette Singh, has been seeking to bring finality to the elections through relevant decisions, declarations, and directives in accordance with the laws of Guyana and the ruling of the CCJ. Gonzalez said that what in a normal democracy should a straightforward matter of counting votes has become the equivalent of a long-running soap opera, pregnant with real danger for the people of Guyana and the Caribbean community. And now for some interesting news from Barbados. Toronto-based rapper Drake has caused a kerfuffle in Barbados as photos of the Canadian rap superstar posing with fans both with and without a mask have been circulating on social media. The internationally renowned rapper, whose real name is Aubrey Graham, arrived on Sunday, the same day the Caribbean island reopened to international visitors following a long lockdown due to COVID-19. His customized Air Drake Boeing 767 was spotted at the Grantley Adams International Airport. Images of the performer posing with local fans have also been circulating. The photos have drawn criticism from some on social media. And in other news, Jamaican bobsled team member Lance Corporal Shanwayne Stevens managed to elicit a rare chuckle from Queen Elizabeth II during a video call with members of the armed forces in which they discussed the vital work that continues for the British Army, Royal Navy, and Royal Air Force at home and overseas. Stevens, a Jamaica-born Royal Air Force gunner, was sharing with the Queen his unusual lockdown exercise, that of pushing his fiance's Mini Cooper car around his hometown. Stevens, who hopes to compete in the next Winter Olympics in 2022, told the Queen that he had resorted to unorthodox training methods when gyms closed down in his town of Peterborough, which involves him pushing a car up and down the street. The Queen began to chuckle. She said, I quote, "Well, I suppose that's one way to train," end of quote. We conclude tonight's regional news with a rather startling story. Colombian cartels warned residents in nearly half the country's state that armed fighters would kill anyone who disobeyed coronavirus lockdown restrictions, a new report claimed. Despite government-mandated lockdown rules that began in March and have yet to be lifted, which include curfew hours but allow people to leave their houses for necessities, and in a medical emergency, the cartel reportedly implemented more stringent and sometimes lethal measures across 11 of the country's 32 states. Armed fighter groups handed out pamphlets and communicated with communities through WhatsApp to establish curfews, lockdowns, and restrictions on movement for people, cars, and boats, according to a report released Thursday by Human Rights Watch HRW. One pamphlet by the National Liberation Army ELN fighters in Bolivar in northern Colombia said they were, I quote, forced to kill people in order to preserve their lives, end of quote, because the population had not respected the orders to prevent COVID-19. Draconian punishments imposed by armed groups to prevent the spread of COVID-19 means that people in remote and impoverished communities across Colombia risk being attacked and even killed if they leave their homes, end of quote, said Jose Miguel Vivicano, American director at HRW. That was all for tonight's original news. Thank you for joining. Bye.